Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.
All right, and I think we're live on the internet now. You want to go ahead and do your usual audio check just to make sure?
If it's green on your end, it should be heard through the stream.
Yeah, but it's like tradition at this point.
I guess.
But yes, we are live on the internet now. I do see green bars are going up.
I sound a lot louder. That's good.
Yes, you do sound a lot louder.
I think I finally figured out my wave XLR.
About time.
I know. Anyway.
Well, we do thank you for joining us on this week's Pass Assault. As usual, I am your host, Matthew Garcia, and with me I have today...
Taylor Evans, hello, how are you?
Doing pretty good. Doing good. All right. Well, as we kind of dive into stuff this week, what have you been up to?
Nothing much. The bid project was just getting my audio stuff in working order. You know, I think I mentioned on the podcast that I like a new interface mixer and whatnot. I just had it in a roughly workable state, but now I actually played with it all morning, and I think it's working out better now. So,
You like it over your previous one?
yes, actually, it is. It's much easier to control, and the software is actually existent.
There's something available for it.
Yes, to a certain extent, I do prefer my old one, just because it was easy. I had a knob to control gain, and that's pretty much it. And headphone volume, that's pretty much it. So,
Is on the Wave XLR just a knob, pretty much?
It's a changeable knob, if that makes sense. So it's
you could have it have different settings.
yes. So it's the mid knob. It's you can click in, and that'll switch it over to controlling your mic gain and then your headphone volume, stuff like that. Click it in, has a mute button. Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. I myself have started committing to a large purchase.
Yeah.
I got
Talk about that.
I have ordered the Sennheiser Drop Collab 8 HD8XXs,
as well as a fat ass amp to go with it.
I have not ordered the amp or the DAC just yet.
Okay.
I need a moment on that at least. I can get the DAC if I wanted to, but I need a moment to get on the amp at least.
Got it. Okay.
But what the nice part about it? It was usually the 8XXs are like $1,100. This time around, when I found it, because I've been looking at the page and whatnot, because it's one of those things back in my mind, because these headsets is starting to fall apart.
Oh.
Yeah.
What have you done?
Nothing. It's not stitched together or anything. It's just glued for the ear cup.
That is a $350 headset.
Yeah.
Sennheiser, what the fuck? Why would you use glue? That's gonna melt over time. That's gonna wear off over time because the heat from the head. That's why you should do stitching. Anyway.
I don't know, man.
All right, that's one of the many problems with that headset.
To be fair, thanks to Culture Gaming, we did not have to pay for this headset.
That is true. Yeah.
Yes, but it is. When we initially got it, the thing was garbage.
Yeah. The mic was horribly latent.
There was terrible latency on the mic. I remember being bullied very hard for it.
Yes. You would give callouts in Rainbow Six. And
it'd be delayed until after they died.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was the worst.
It's to the left. Everyone hears it. No shit after dying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's thanks. We all just thought you were being a total asshole for a while.
I was I was trying because I play Valk, so that's my specialty. I enjoy intel because I'm not very good at games, so I try to make others, give them the intel, give them the chance. But yeah, that didn't work out very well. But they at least fixed the delay in the mic. I have downloaded and tested the drivers. They have fixed it. Mic still sounds like Garbo though.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not good.
Yeah, and this is just it's bad. You can't fix it. You have to get a whole new cup with it. But the cup with it is weird because it's not good. Not good. I would not pay $350 for this.
Would not recommend. 0 out of 10.
$950 though on the 80XXs. That's definitely a hot thing to drop there. But you know what? Let's start transitioning to the news topics. But before then, of course, do ask that you subscribe if you think we've earned it. We enjoy having you guys live here interacting with us, as well as interacting on our videos. And I love this. I forget the name off the top of my head because I'm terrible with names. So there's this one dude now that interacts with us and always comments about our figures back on the water coolers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's why we do it.
Yeah. He thought the Xenon was Aqua, which, to be fair, I can see. Can you not?
No.
Think about how blurred it is, and like you can see a rough shape, color of the hair.
Clearly, Xenon has cat ears.
True. Hello, a rabid Polly.
And clearly,
damn.
Clearly, Xenon has cat ears. Anyway.
Yes, I'm very aware of that given subject. Of course, we do also have various platforms you'll be able to share the podcast as well. We do have a Twitter at tech_4, which you can see down in the bottom right there. If I don't point out a frame. Tech_4_thought. We have an Instagram, tech_4, spelled FOR_thought. I should get Sean to update the overlay to show that info.
Correct.
Yeah, probably should do that. That'd be a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, we do also have our membership program. We actually do have a new emoji on that part that I... Oh, did not mean to click that button. Let me pull it up here on my side.
I got you.
Nope, I got it. Oh wait, it's
hold
really
on.
small. it compressed.
Why do you
image.
why do you have an underscore in front of it? That is
I don't
very small.
I don't know, but I can't pull up a good image of it right. Oh no, I know where I can go to pull up an image of it. Give me one moment. Let me go to our community.
It's
page.
in the chat right now. I got it.
But I was gonna pull up the big image for others to see. At least on the stream. There it is. Yep. So I posted this initial one because we were having some tech issues with the videos because the audio files were being really bad and pretty much lost them. And then I decided to make it an emoji with our mascot there.
Okay.
Which I think turned out pretty
Beautiful. Well. Where's the water cooler? No water cooler today.
No water
I was
cooler.
not incentivized properly last week. Headphones.
All right, there we go. And let me just transition back to the chat. Twatter. Yes. There we go. But we do have some exciting news topics this week, I'd say. Not a lot going on because, the news cycles go peak, then dip for a long time, then peak, dip for a long time.
Been a dip for a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, we had Intel stuff about a couple weeks ago, so yeah. But diving into the news this week, let's start with our first news topic. Not the headline one, but our first one. With it, TLC demos a 32-inch 4K 240Hz LCD and teases a 75-inch 8K 265Hz AMOLED TV.
Holy shit!
Yeah. So, what is AMOLED?
It's probably just a proprietary OLED.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, do you want actually no? It's specifically micro LED. Yeah.
Well, with it, so diving a little bit of info in this article here. It says the ideal monitor of television features high resolution, high refresh rates, huge diagonal size, accurate colors, and good contrast. Separately, all of these features have been available for a while, but today...
This reads like an advertisement.
Yeah, but there are very few devices that actually bring them all together. At an event in China, TCL demonstrates a rather unique 32-inch 4K gaming display with a 240Hz refresh rate, as well as an innovative mini LED. Yeah, so mini LED 8K TV with a 265Hz refresh rate. How much bandwidth do you need to power that 8K TV and get all the frames out of it?
You probably need dual cables for it.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah. You would need like two HDMIs or something.
Yes. Also, since HDMI 2.1 only supports 4K 240Hz mode with DCS, it probably makes sense that TCL to introduce LCD when DisplayPort 2.0 supports graphic cards come out or be more common.
Hmm.
That makes sense on that part, because if 2.1 HDMI can only do quarter resolution at not the same frame rate, then
Right. Yeah.
that's hard. DisplayPort would be cool to see though.
Not on a TV.
Yeah.
There's nothing that people generally connect to a TV that uses DisplayPort.
What else are you going to connect to it outside of a computer to get 265 hertz?
A 265 hertz monitor?
Well, it says no. It's the 265 hertz TV.
I know they made 265 hertz monitors though.
Well, no,
Maybe not TCL, but
I'm saying if you buy that TV, what are you going to plug into it to be able to get 265 hertz the whole mile?
oh, okay. No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
A lot of times like refresh rates in TVs are used for like the sort of like motion smoothing thing and whatnot as a post process, as opposed to like running devices at 265 hertz. So that's why when you see like such a high refresh rate TV advertised, that's usually what it's used for.
How do you think the colors would look on this thing though?
Pretty garbage, actually. Not gonna lie.
There's one image. I know. That's a very common test now for the...
I don't think this highly compressed image on the website is a good metric.
It's the best I got.
I know.
But I was gonna say, I was just saying the video that they're using is a common one for OLED advertisements.
Oh,
It's got that contrast with the black background and the highly vis oil and given fruits.
Yeah.
How much do you think these are going to cost?
Several thousands of dollars.
Several thousands of dollars. Give me like a range there. Give me like
on the monitor, probably like $2,500 to $3,000. The TV probably north of 10 grand. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Although TCL does generally like put stuff out on the cheap, so it could be a little bit lower. I'm just going based on what like Samsung wants for like 8K TVs and whatnot now.
Yeah, that's fair, but to be fair, Samsung is also a very much higher end TV in terms of how they structure their price. Same with LG, although both of them have a very good reason to do so. I wonder what mini LED looks like in person.
Sean's iPad. Look at that. That's mini LED.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Good to know for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Is there any other interesting bits in this article? Probably not.
I don't think so. This seems like it was ripped from the TCL slide.
Yeah, pretty much. There are some like photos of it at the event, but those look pretty stock. There's nothing very enticing about the shots in particular.
Oh, they do mention bandwidth. TCL knows when it can hit the market. Today, there are no display interfaces that support 8K 265, which require around 205 gigabits per second of bandwidth.
Sorry, I just spilled a bit of water after that. I legitimately did.
Oh. Okay. So, yeah, that's
265 gigabits per second.
205.
205. My bad. Do you know how fast you could blow through your internet bill?
I know.
Or your given terabyte of internet? Very fast.
Yes, very much so.
That is nuts. That is absolutely nuts.
Yeah. There's no display interface that supports it, which means all like the videos and images have to be run natively on the TV. So it's like they either offload the video from like a USB drive to the TV storage and play it from there, or like they have like the YouTube app or something running.
I would be afraid using YouTube with this thing.
Yeah.
Just how fast it would go through. Oh my gosh. Side tangent. Do you think ISPs will ever lift the terabyte require or like build?
This is very much specifically a U.S. issue, and probably not. No.
Okay, I know it's very much a U.S.
Also, wait.
issue.
Okay, we're talking about bandwidth as in like transfer speed.
I'm
right?
aware.
Okay. I was like, this thing is not pulling down 205 gigabits a second from the internet.
Like I said, side tangent.
Oh, okay, gotcha. It's not just that, but some of the like previous comments you had made too. I was like, wait, we're not talking about internet speed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're good.
All right. Cool.
I almost wonder if like it would be more effective to make your own like fiber optical cable for display at this point, as opposed to just channeling it all through copper.
They say that DisplayPort 2.0 can do it, so there's the capability to do so.
Okay.
If that means anything, so.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But is DisplayPort 2.0 a thing yet? Nope.
Well, it is, but it's just not very common.
Okay.
Yeah. Like they say in the article, just waiting for that to be more prevalent before it truly smacks the market.
Well, no, it just says straight up in the article that it's like there are no display interfaces out right now. So I don't think.
It's probably makes sense for TCL to introduce the LCD when DisplayPort 2.0 supporting graphic cards become more common.
Hold on, let's see.
Third paragraph, last sentence.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm just saying it's like in contrast said that later.
Well, I remember reading that specific line, so that's why I was quoting that there.
Okay.
All right. But you know what else is going to be hitting markets?
Hold on.
Go.
No,
for
okay.
it.
So no, DisplayPort 2.0 caps out at 77 gigabits per second. Yeah.
What would you roughly get with that?
Like 4K, 16K resolution to multiple 4K 140 hertz panel.
Okay.
Okay, that's according to the article here.
But yes, that's still nutty. Just the thought of it trying to run something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. You ready to move on to the next topic now?
Yes.
All right, cool. So for the next topic here, pulling it up. There we are. Mediatek's new Dimensity 9000 flagship could compete with Qualcomm's top-tier Snapdragon chips. So Mediatek has just announced that its latest flagship processors, the Dimensity 9000, the company's most powerful chips that are I've lost my spot. Most powerful chips that ever that look like it should be able to go head to head with the best chip that more popular competitors like Qualcomm and Samsung offer. When the previous top tier Dimensity chips, like last year's Dimensity 1000, were still less powerful than such weird wording than competitors. Competitors? I don't know. Like Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 and Samsung's Exynos 2100. The new Dimensity 9000 is coming out of the gate to make the case for 2022 Android flagships. And I know they said it was diving a little bit into the specs here for it. It says it uses the first mobile chip to be built on TSMC's 4nm process, in addition to using ARM's new V9 architecture. It also is the first announcement CPU to use ARM's new core design, a single Cortex X2 performance core clocked at 3.5 GHz, 3 Cortex 8 710 cores at 2.85 GHz, and 4 Cortex 8 510 or A510 efficiency cores at 1.8 GHz. The GPU, meanwhile, is a 10-core ARM Mali G710, along with MediaTek's 5th generation APU with 6 total cores of AI processing. That's a lot packed into it there.
Yes.
And the new 18-bit Imagic Gen 7 ISP claims to be the world's first chip to be capable of capturing a 320 megapixel image, assuming your phone has a sensor that can shoot at that level, to be fair.
Which is another big qualifier.
Yeah, right. Samsung's not there just yet.
Yeah.
But as one might expect from a modern smartphone chip, the Dimensity 9000 offers an onboard 5G modem with support of 3GPP release 16 specifications. Notably, though, the new chip still lags behind the competitors by only offering built-in sub 6 GHz 5G support, without the faster millimeter wave standard. Dimensity 9000 does claim to be the first smartphone to support Bluetooth 5.3 and will work with Wi-Fi 6E2. See, 5G would have to be better for it to be more relevant.
Well, okay, actually, so let's about Mediatek for a second as like a company and whatnot. They're probably one of the largest companies that like Americans or like people like more in the like Western world haven't heard of. Immensely popular chips inside like cheap devices in really underdeveloped markets like India, Southeast Asia, so like Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, to a certain extent Singapore and Taiwan. So MediaTek is a very notable company with that regard, and so it's like that kind of makes sense that like at least this aspect of their 5G support not being like incredible or like super high end because it's not like the infrastructure in those markets supports it anyway. So,
which is very true. Do you think they're trying to push to be in more in the big brand markets though?
It would seem so, yes. And
have
other
somebody outside of like Samsung hold pretty much the entirety of Android.
Yeah, yeah. It would seem so also. Like they're gonna try and start offering chips to more higher end markets. And that's evident by the chip's other specs and whatnot. But even in the US, not every carrier that offers 5G does millimeter wave. Yeah, like T-Mobile doesn't do millimeter wave. And that's one of the largest carriers in the US, you know? So, and millimeter wave itself has its own issues too. So
5G in general has its own issues.
yes, but especially so with millimeter wave.
Yeah.
Like I bitch about my phone like having such shitty 5G reception and whatnot, and it's like full bars of 5G, then like app like it.
Yeah.
It's like it's even worse on millimeter wave. So
very true. Oh my god! With this chip though, it is packing quite a lot under the hood though. It's got a total of about 8 cores, and 4 of them being very, very strong.
Yeah.
Got what seems like a solid GPU, which is nice. I just wonder who's gonna take advantage of it though.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. I don't predict like Samsung adopting this, and although we do generally see that it's like industry like people in the industry want to move away from Qualcomm because I don't know the exact reason behind it. Like I don't know which like bowl of cereal Qualcomm piston for everyone to start moving away from them, but they did apparently. So we see companies trying to go their own way and break from Qualcomm. Maybe OnePlus, like the OnePluses of the world could start adopting MediaTek stuff.
OnePlus could be a solid option on that part.
Probably lots of Chinese brands for what it's worth.
Yeah, I expect that when it comes to at least the Chinese brands as other East Asian phones. But I know. Do you think, given the opportunity to move away from Snapdragon and Qualcomm as a whole for Samsung, do you have another side tangent? Do you think Samsung has the ability to just only make phones with Exynos chips in them?
Oh yeah, they do. The only reason why they don't is because they like diversification in their supply chain a little bit. So, but yeah, Samsung Foundries more than has the capacity necessary for.
If they like diversification, why don't they make another Note?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, why are they trimming? Yeah, why are they trimming phones? Oh, yeah.
To be fair, Note is quote unquote coming back.
Kind of.
Yeah. It's under a different name, but it's generally the same.
It's more like it got combined into just the normie S line, or at least on the Ultra line.
It just got renamed, so, really.
Yeah. So it'll be okay.
Who else is a large like phone manufacturer in the US? I was gonna say LG, but that's not anymore.
Obviously Apple.
Well, I know they use their own stuff now. I'm trying to think of other companies who could take advantage of this type of chip.
Let's see. Google uses their own stuff now too. They have the Cathedral or whatever it's called. White Castle is it?
Yeah, White Castle.
Yeah, Cathedral was its code name. Sorry. I think just like OnePlus pretty much is the only other like notable phone brand in the US unless you start getting into Chinese brands. But like
yeah.
the Chinese brands don't show up at like carriers, which is how people in the US get their phones, is through their carrier.
Yeah.
So,
Well, interesting gonna see how that develops. I imagine it'll do a good job. It just needs to find the really the right market and the right partner for it.
hmm uh, yeah, and I don't know, it's
You,
like competition is good. So it's like if even MediaTek is trying to compete with Snapdragon or Qualcomm specifically, then that's only good for everyone involved.
yeah,
And then Apple with their A series chips will just continue to blow everything out of the water year after year.
true. Their silicon is very good.
hmm
I don't think it's necessarily that Qualcomm has pissed everybody off as much as the chip shortage has made everybody realize that they need their own independent system.
I don't
Could you,
understand the correlation that you're drawing necessarily because
you
like
rely on somebody.
TSMC,
I
yeah,
understand, but it's like you rely on somebody to be able to build your given stuff, and they don't like they're notably not delivering not only to you but their other partners. So you have to go to
Mhm.
somebody else for that part. And notice kind of the collapse as a whole kind of makes people want to do their own thing. I know a good chunk of them don't have their own foundries to do so, but there are some who are starting to go in that direction, like Nvidia, Samsung building up their foundries to be able to do their own stuff.
Mhm.
I'm just wondering if that may be part of the reason why.
Well, I guess I see it as like the shortage issues come down to it's like the shortage issues come down ultimately to the actual manufacturers as opposed to the designers. So it's like this MediaTek chip from TSMC, Snapdragon from TSMC.
Mm.
Apple's A series also from TSMC's. The only one that's like outside of that is Exynos from Samsung Foundries.
Yeah,
So,
there we go. Oh, it was just a thought that occurred on that part.
okay. Okay.
Also, with Apple being buying higher bids and given TSMC, that also does make a difference too.
That is true, yeah. Okay, well, actually, no. Now that you kind of put it like that, I do kind of see your point a little bit better. That it's like, would there be a push to like go to other manufacturers that are maybe not as inundated with volume, you
Mhm.
know, just for the sake of product? Okay,
Yeah.
I kind of see what you're saying now.
Cool. Well, speaking of Apple,
Oh
our,
God, here we go.
yeah, with our
Headlining topic. Let's go.
headline topic, let's go. With it, Apple announces a self-service repair. This is coming from Apple directly on that front in their newsroom. So Apple today, or sometime earlier this week, more accurately, announced their self-service repair, which allow customers who are comfortable with completing their own repairs access to Apple's genuine parts and tools. It's a weird.
That art is garbage.
Yeah. It should be
That
allow
looks
access.
horrible.
But it's available
Where are
for.
her eyes?
Oh, oh, this art? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's not my problem.
Okay.
Not, although, quite important question.
Yeah.
Why is the wristband that's supposed to or decharging wristband
Not
connected?
actually connected to a piece of metal? I don't know.
Yeah.
Why does she just have a random box of sand? Bottom left.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I see it. I see it. I'm
Okay.
trying to come up with an answer, but I really don't. And this is in a kitchen too. Like,
Why do you have sand in your kitchen?
why is the iPad floating?
No, it's not floating. It's
No,
it's on a
there's
little like stand thing.
it's not touching the stand.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's
Well,
one of
no, that's still
the folding
okay. No, that's still
cases.
like their own little like that's an actual stand design. I think it's like a floating design. It's like an actual thing.
It's weird. I did not know that type of case existed.
Yeah.
Uh, Going back into though, available for first the iPhone 12 and 13 lineups, and soon to be followed by Mac computers featuring M1 chips. Self-service repair will be available early next year in the US and expand to additional countries throughout 2022. Customers join more than 5,000 Apple authorized service providers and 2,800 independent repair providers who have access to these parts, tools, and manuals. The initial phase of the program will focus on the most commonly serviced modules, such as the iPhone display, battery, and camera, and the ability for additional repairs will be available later next year. Apple states that creating greater access to Apple genuine parts give our customers even more choice if a repair is needed, says Jeff Williams, Apple's Chief Operating Officer. Can't speak today. In the past 3 years, Apple has nearly doubled the number of service locations with access to Apple's genuine parts, tools, and training, and now we're providing an option to those who wish to complete their own repairs. And Apple builds durable products designed to endure the rigor of everyday use. And when an Apple product requires repair, it can be serviced by trained technicians using Apple genuine parts at thousands of locations, including Apple's in-store or by mail services. And now product owners who are capable of performing repairs themselves. Neat.
Okay.
What are your initial impressions?
Well, I guess first off, it's like I don't like the devices it's starting out with. These are the two newest devices from Apple, and so they're going to be in general less in need of a repair than like older devices.
Yeah.
But I guess it is laying the foundations for the next few years and a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
So, nonetheless.
Hello, Clueless. Welcome back. No, the iPad supports a thing up itself, and it's not on the ground.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I was reading his specific comment.
Okay.
I did not know a case like that existed, to be fair.
Well, now you know.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't deal with anything Apple since about close to 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like high school was the last time I used any Apple product.
I'm gonna be real, just scrolling through the rest of the article. This art is absolutely disgusting, and good God, we need to start gatekeeping graphic design now because wow, it gets progressively more dog shit day by day out of companies.
Facts.
We need to start gatekeeping that shit pretty hard.
I want to point out how on this image that I currently have on the screen, her foot right here is like twice as big as her head.
Yeah.
Look at she could be a linebacker, bro. Look at the fucking shoulder width on that.
Yeah.
Also, she has the box of sand again for some reason.
Is the box of sand in the last picture? No, it's not. Okay.
No, because the last picture is like
trading it in or
more normal on that part.
I want to know why the man is built like a woman.
That's a dumb man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Wonderful question. I don't have an answer.
As I said, we need to start gatekeeping graphic design. This is
I have standards,
and I think for starters,
I try to hold Sean to.
Yeah, and I think for starters, a good place to start with that is going to be getting people who are graphic designers who have actually seen real people before.
Damn.
I think that's a really good start.
Damn.
Is it a bad?
Nah, that's a.
I'm assuming.
How dare you? How dare you?
I guess you can't really judge it based on the last picture because they're both wearing masks. So.
Oh, in the last picture.
I was gonna say it's like okay, so it's like I'm pretty sure that person behind the counter is supposed to be a dude. We can compare like his lips to like the lips in the previous images, but they're both wearing masks. So you can't tell that. Anyway, let's continue reading the article while I see at the graphic design. Yeah.
At least we have a little bit of standards here with the graphics design.
Right, exactly.
But to ensure a customer can safely perform a repair, it is important they first review the repair manual. Then a customer will replace an order. That is
generally advised, yes.
Remember, this is marketed towards normies, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of. And then a customer will place an order for the Apple genuine parts and tools using Apple self-service repair online store. Following the repair, customers who return their used parts for recycling will receive a credit towards their purchase, which is actually a pretty cool feature.
That's not bad. Okay.
The new store will offer more than 200 individual parts and tools, enabling customers to complete the most common repairs on iPhone 12s and 13s. Self-service repair is intended for individual technicians with the knowledge and experience to repair electronic devices. For the vast majority of customers, visiting a professional repair provider with certified technicians who use genuine Apple parts is the safest and most reliable way to get a repair. the amount of times they say genuine Apple parts, it's just like, we get it. Do you guys use Windows 10, Windows 11, or Linux? I personally use Windows 10 because I'm running a Ryzen build.
I unfortunately use Windows 11.
Sad boy hours. And no, we have not. We do not use Linux, and I've been fearful of ever touching anything Linux because it's just like, I don't know where to start.
I briefly used Linux in school. I had to set up a dual boot on my laptop. It was an Arch build and Arch, and I never want to go back. I don't know. It just
Did you actually
I saw the use of it. I just personally didn't like it. So yeah, unless I need to, I will not personally run Linux. So
all right. But going back to the article, there's an entire app store. That's true. Expanded. In the past 3 years, Apple has nearly doubled the number of service locations with access to Apple genuine parts, tools, and training, including more than 2,800 independent repair providers. The rapidly expanding independent repair provider program originally launched in the U.S. in 2019 and has since grown to more than 200 countries, enabling independent repair shops to access the same training, parts, and tools as other Apple-authorized service providers. In addition, Apple continues to offer convenient repair options for customers through the global network of over 5,000 service providers that help millions of people both in and out of warranty service for Apple products, which is nice that they still service out of warranty stuff. And by designing products for durability, longevity, and increased reliability, customers enjoy a long-lasting product that holds value for years. Apple also offers years of software updates to introduce new features and functionality. Sure, they do support their Ubuntu is very easy. There's an entire store. That's fair. Apple does support their devices for like 5 years with software's updates, roughly, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, 5 years and counting. It could be even more. I don't know.
Minimum.
Yeah, minimum so far. But they seem to keep pushing the bar whenever they can. Really quick on the Linux distro thing. Yes, there are more user-friendly distros than Arch and whatnot. I definitely would not recommend Arch to people starting out, but it's what I did. And maybe that just left a bad taste in my mouth, but at the same time, I don't necessarily feel a strong desire to try another distro of Linux. So I don't know.
We're gonna give you another a challenge to switch over to Linux for a month, like how Linus and Luke did.
Oh God, please no.
Yes, make you suffer.
No.
But go ahead.
Once again, we need a gatekeep graphic design.
Yeah. Okay. More on the relevant topic. So one big thing that Apple has been having had issues with is that they have a specific device that allows them to update their phones and verify that's a genuine Apple part. Yes. Not necessarily mentioned in the announcement by Apple, but it was more of a silent thing from what the silent announcement is that given a device that does it, you won't need the device to be able to verify genuine Apple part. You'll just be able to plug it into your laptop via the Lightning or the Thunderbolt connection, and it should hook up to iTunes or some sort of downloadable program, and you just do it that way.
I don't want to use iTunes anyway. Clueless says, I personally believe this is going to increase the price of screen repairs, stuff like that, as repair shops have to buy the expensive Apple products. Yes, actually, that was going to be my big critique of this whole thing. Is the pricing of this is probably going to be the catch,
Yeah, that
pricing of this not going to be.
That also, because there's two parts of this, because there is just buying the part and installing it, but there's also the aspect of returning it and getting the credit back for it. Because if they give you a credit, say just to another purchase or something like that, that's kind of irrelevant. But if they just kind of refund you as a what's this term that I'm looking for? A rebate.
Yeah,
that'd be something more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The price on it is definitely going to be interesting to see. Hopefully it's not too bad, but I'm not going to be surprised that Apple genuine parts are going to be expensive. That's Apple.
Yeah, and I bet there will probably be it'll probably be more expensive than what repair shops who already get these parts in would be, because it's just I'm sure Apple gives like a discount for like the bulk purchase and whatnot, or buy like the 1,000 unit pricing or whatever, it's cheaper as opposed to just the individual part. Which if they're just selling individual parts to like individuals, like you or I or something like that, to repair something, then it's like I'd imagine Apple is gonna be a little bit, they're probably gonna have their way with the price on that one.
Yeah, the also important part is when going to a shop and getting it done, you do have to account for the man hours involved in that and all the everything that goes into the bill. There's more than just
Right, exactly.
the product
Versus
itself.
how much you value your own time of learning the process as well as actually performing it. So
And I advocate for anybody to learn how to repair their stuff.
yeah.
Everybody should know how their stuff works.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
One slight line that I want to jab Apple back at is like they said, just like Apple has worked to like make their stuff more repairable. It's like not really.
No.
It's like the iPhone 11 was probably the easiest repairable iPhone in years, and it's only gone worse. It's only gotten worse with the 12 and 13. So
yeah, the adhesive part of it too is kind of stressful.
yeah.
Because it can be really easy if you're taking off a screen just to snap it in half.
Yeah.
If you don't heat up your given device properly.
Without overcooking the battery, and it's this whole little balancing act you have to do, and it's like, do people really dunk their phones in water that much?
You don't melt the adhesive by just dumping it into a boiling pot of water?
No.
Bro.
Yeah.
Well, I understand why they do it to get their given water, resistant rating.
Well, yeah, that was kind of like my aside there was like, do people really dunk their phones in water that much?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. I would be more of an advocate for it's just like if they traded, like things like the strength of the adhesive or the absurdity of the adhesive for water sealing, if they maybe reduced that a little bit, in an effort to like make it more repairable. And then it's like if you're in an environment where you're going to encounter water a lot and it's like, dropping your phone into a tub of water is actually a concern that could damage it, then it's like maybe get a case that's...
Oh, my internet died.
And you've died. Fantastic.
Oh no, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm connected now.
Frozen. Okay.
Doesn't seem like there's we lost the stream, so that's a good sign.
Okay. I love it how when I was making a point.
I know. Go ahead and do it and make your point.
I already did.
No, but the last part when you were mentioning about going to a place with water and whatnot, it cut out during then.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's like if you're going to a place with water, just buy a case for your phone that's waterproof, as opposed to the phone itself being waterproof, if that's really a concern for you. And at the trade-off of more repairability for the phone.
That's fine with me.
Yeah. So
I live in a desert, so I don't really.
Right. It's I think people are well past the point of pushing others into pools randomly. So
I say that, but I did lose my first phone to water damage.
Well, that was many, many years ago, though.
Yes. Very fascinating mistake on my part. My first phone ever was the Motorola Incredible or something like that. It's like a really small smartphone.
My first phone ever was a tiny Samsung flip phone, actual flip phone.
Yeah. I didn't get a phone until I was in middle school, or high school. Yeah. So I didn't have anything on that part. It was pretty funny. There we go. So, but I think that covers it pretty well for that given topic. I know I'll have a spoilers. I'll be having a kind of a topic going into this as well as some other Apple news things that have happened. Because in the past week they released a lot of stuff. Then the audio issue happened with our videos, and then they dropped this news. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll just kind of make a large video about all that.
Yeah.
All right. But it's also a large bit of news.
Oh.
Nvidia's announcement.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Actually,
kind of.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a big step for Nvidia because Nvidia turns its image scaler into an open source alternative to DLSS, competitor to AMD's FSR.
And to put it more clearly, this is not DLSS becoming open source and available on other devices. DLSS remains a separate process, still heavily bound by the tensor cores.
Yes. It's just the image scaler itself. one piece of the puzzle is what has been freed.
Yeah.
But with it, pulling up that news. So the big picture, NVIDIA's November 2021 update covers multiple subjects regarding what the company is doing with its image reconstruction technology. The main story is its upgrading image scaling tech, calling NVIDIA's image scaling, called NVIDIA Image Scaling, very creative, which is being offered as an alternative to DLSS and AMD's FSR in hopes to gain wider development support or developer support. There has been a lot of praise for NVIDIA's DLSS, a feature that in games which support it make lower resolution images look as good or better than higher resolution images. Did they have to say better than native resolution? Because that's not true.
It can be.
It can be.
Like, it can draw out more detail and kind of fill in more detail that it might even be missing from the native. And I mean, you are definitely able to upscale something past native resolution, so.
Yeah. Well, continuing this for just a moment for this part. Yeah. Where was I at? There we are. This works through a combination of AI, the use of information from previous
They
frames.
don't gotta explain shit, bro. It's AI bullshit.
Yeah, and then tensor cores in NVIDIA's RTX graphic cards, analysis. That's such a weird analysis. That's a weird.
Are you okay?
ANALYSES.
Analyses.
Thank you. I'm not good with English. From groups like Eurogamer's Digital Foundry have maintained that the user should always turn it on whenever available. AMD's FSR also tried to boost performance by upscaling images from lower resolutions through methods like spatial upscaling and sharpening. It doesn't use AI or information from previous frames, but works on most GPUs, whether they're AMD or Nvidia, which is kind of a big boot for them. Comparison between the two in-games that support both have noted that FSR is simpler and in the end less effective. Still, several big-name games as of late have opted to support FSR before adding DLSS, and instead of DLSS as a whole. Examples include Far Cry 6, Deathloop, Resident Evil Village, and Back 4 Blood. This is likely a result of FSR's less strict requirements and AMD making it open source, so anyone can potentially implement it. And this is one of the images given for DLSS. Just find it fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I just find it interesting how the what's supposed to be the lowest or like the lowest quality mode has the sharpest image.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Well, no. Okay, so that's because the last image there is DLSS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
FSR 4K in a native NVIDIA's image scaling 4K and DLSS.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I guess the point here is that it's like
even when on a lower setting, it does better than
DLSS
the best
is still much superior, and you're a pleb if you haven't gotten DLSS yet. So, yeah. Thank you, NVIDIA.
Thank you, NVIDIA.
I love being poor shamed by you constantly.
Even though you have a 1080 Ti.
Yeah. You have a 2070 Super. I don't hear shit.
I do. I've never used DLSS.
Maybe you should.
I don't have a game that supports it.
Really?
Yeah. Wait, no. Does Rainbow Six Siege?
They might.
I don't know.
What's like a... Does Horizon Zero Dawn not support it?
I've only played like 2 hours of that game. I really haven't delved into the technical settings of it yet.
That's not the first thing you do?
No.
You don't...
My first thing is play
performance settings when playing a game?
My first thing is play through the tutorial, then I figure out what I need and I make it happen. That's how I do my order of operations.
But what if the tutorial looks like shit because the settings are
then I fuck around with it a little bit. But it's not like my
You should
my
do it
immediate.
beforehand.
Bruh, I need a gauge of what the game does first before I mess with the
I
settings.
crank everything to ultra and then tune down as needed.
Yes, I do that after I know what is required for the game in terms of like gameplay.
Okay, no. Horizon Zero Dawn does not support DLSS. Let's see. I'm trying to. I swear to
Look up
God.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay, hold on. I don't think so, unless they've added it.
Doesn't hurt to check.
I'm just.
I
Saying.
remember some DLSS promo with Rainbow Six Siege. So
Yes, it is now available
okay,
in Siege.
I've never touched it. I might do that after the stream then.
Okay.
Not doing it live.
Let's see. What other game do you have?
CS:GO.
They definitely don't.
Genshin.
No.
There we go. Metal Gear Solid 5.
No.
I don't play that game anyways.
Halo Infinite will not use DLSS. You don't have Battlefield yet, do you?
No.
Okay.
It's still only for Gold Pass, right?
No, it actually came out yesterday.
Did not realize.
You shouldn't buy. That's an aside. You shouldn't buy Battlefield anyway. I'll just play 1 and 4 the next 3 years again.
Until they fix their stuff with 2042.
I don't even think 2042 will be fixed enough.
They had to have like, from the things I've seen initially, it's kind of meh with the loadouts and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so either they're gonna need to improve that, or it's just gonna be stagnated.
There just simply isn't enough in the actual 2042 side of things.
Yeah.
That's
At least with Battlefield 4, you have plenty of progression routes if you wanted to go.
Yeah, and plenty of guns, and just plenty of everything, you know?
Yep.
Same with 1, in all honesty, so...
Yeah.
Anyway,
Back to the topic.
Sure. We were talking about stuff, weren't we?
We were. Seemingly in response, Nvidia has announced it's adding more functionality to its existing image scaler. This isn't DLSS, but rather image upscaler similar to FSR that now has an improved sharpening algorithm with a 6-tap filter, 4-directional scaling, and adaptive sharpening filters. NVIDIA image scaling is activated in NVIDIA's control panel under the Manage 3D settings. Once enabled, it adds 5 new resolutions selectable via in-game settings menu. Based on a percentage of your display and native resolution from 85% down to 50%. Notably, the latter isn't available for 1080p monitors. Once a user selects one of those resolutions with a game in full screen mode, NVIDIA image scaling should upscale from that to the display's native resolution. If a game doesn't support full screen, a user can simply use NVIDIA's image scaling to change the resolution of the desktop. Neat.
Okay.
There's more to it on that part, but not too interesting when it comes to it.
Well, because I have a pleb that does not have DLSS, maybe I'll look into this here.
Freaking pleb.
Yeah.
Absolute plebeian.
Yeah. Wait, do you have Cyberpunk 2077?
That requires me playing 2077.
Oh, you have it though, right? That has DLSS.
Unfortunately, I've kind of bypassed the window, return it.
Yeah. Do you have Doom Eternal?
Yes.
That has DLSS.
I have not. To be fair, that game runs fine without it.
I know, I'm just saying, but it's like there are like image quality benefits to DLSS also outside of performance. But yeah.
Yeah, but I get like 200 plus frames in
Doom
Eternal, so it's not an issue.
I think everyone does. Okay.
Yeah. It's a really
there are plenty of games that you have that have DLSS now that we look into it.
Yeah, but how many of them do I play outside of Rainbow Six Siege?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem too. It requires you playing the games. But Rainbow Six does have it too, so you do primarily play a game that has DLSS.
Yes. Unfortunately. I just hit that 100 in the Battle Pass tier.
Uh-huh.
God, it was painful getting there.
Okay.
Oh, so it hurt so much.
Why Windows 11? Why? Why do you just like shrink the windows when I'm moving them from screen to screen to like a ridiculous degree? Downwriting to Windows 10.
Are you gonna do it?
No. I'll just stick it out. Fuck it.
You're gonna say that 2 years from now and still regret it?
Pretty much.
Sunk cost fallacy, anyone?
Exactly.
All
Are you
right.
familiar with the sunk cost fallacy?
Are you familiar with your regrets? All right, cool. And we do
Intimately so.
very, yeah. We do actually have one final news topic this week, and it's kind of a neat little development. So specifically, Ford has and a chip maker, not mentioned in the title, but it's Global Foundries, announced a non-committal partnership to alleviate the shortages. In an effort to combat ongoing chip shortage, chipmaker Global Foundries and Ford Motor Company have announced a strategic collaboration today, both via press release and coverage in the Wall Street Journal. The non-binding agreement, according to the release, opens the door for Global Foundries to deliver more chips to Ford in the short term, while promising collaboration on future chips for cars. Definitely a big deal on that part, because Ford, as well as a significant chunk of other US-based auto manufacturers, have been struggling to get chips for their vehicles.
Yeah. Well, I guess one benefit of the chip shortage is that maybe the Global Foundries comes back from the dead.
Yeah. Hey, it's a perfect opportunity to capitalize on the situation.
Right. I guess my question: why did this take so long?
Designing the chip, maybe? I don't know.
Well, the chip designs already exist. It would just be a matter of
negotiations.
Yeah.
So, either that or they had to wait out some contracts.
Maybe, yeah.
That's probably the big thing, is the non-competes in contracts with the given other manufacturers like TSMC, my bad.
Okay.
But these could, continuing the article, these could include semiconductor solutions for ADAS, battery management systems, and in-vehicle networking for an automated, connected, and electrified future. The release reads, Global Foundries and Ford also will explore expanded semiconductor manufacturing opportunities to support the automotive industry. This all sounds promising, though the press release doesn't actually commit either company to any specific actions. When contacted for information on more particulars, Ford spokesperson Jennifer Flake reiterated that this was an agreement to work together on the areas called out in the release, but had no further information to share. Not surprising there. It's a soft partner launch on that front.
Yeah.
Automakers
they're just like they're hookup buddies right now.
Yeah, they're
a little spring flinged, if you will.
Spring break's not treating them very well right now, though.
No, it is not.
Automakers have been hit hard by the chip shortage, stemming in part from business decisions made early in the COVID-19 pandemic. Anticipating a reduced demand, automakers cut back their chip orders, and chip makers in turn cut chip production. But demand for new vehicles and all kinds of goods has surged back more quickly than expected, and automakers who cut their orders have found themselves at the back of a long line waiting for more chips. The results have been far-reaching. A Detroit Free Press piece from April 2021 shows that a parking lot full of Ford F-150s waiting for chips but otherwise fully assembled. The chip shortage has slowed or halted production at many car factories this year, and a short supply of new cars has had extensive knock-on effects. That's interesting. Driving up the price of everything from cars rentals to used cars. True. The average price for a used car earlier this year, I don't know what it is now, but it reached a high of like $21,000 to $22,000.
Yeah, it's gone way up.
That is insane. But if the agreement between Ford and Global Foundries to develop future chips bears fruit, it would be yet another example of a company choosing to design its own purpose-built chips rather than relying on general-purpose chips made by the likes of Intel, AMD, Qualcomm, Samsung, Nvidia, or Mediatek. Apple is perhaps the highest-profile example, thanks to Apple Silicon chips that have replaced Intel's recent Macs. Intel's in recent Macs. But Google has also created its own chip for its latest Pixel flagship phone, and Amazon has been deploying its own chips in its servers to improve the performance and capabilities of the Alexa voice assistant. Intel, which for decades has only manufactured its own chips in factories, is even making moves to open up factory capacity for other companies that want to manufacture their own designs. Neat. I was going to comment, but good thing the article mentioned there's like parking lots full of just like cars that have just waiting for the brain to be put in.
Yeah.
Which is kind of insane to think how far vehicles come, that like not too long ago you could like their vehicles ran just purely off mechanical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Required no input from computers or anything like that. But now they're so dependent on computers they cannot function without it.
Yeah. I do kind of hate it to a certain extent.
Oh, I hate it
because
too.
like so many of these like driver assist stuff are just like super duper annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Like
keep in your lane.
not even that. It's just more of like apparently the computers have never heard of like bumper to bumper traffic before. So it's like if you're in such a situation where you have to emergency brake and everything on the highway, and you end up getting pretty close to the car just starts screaming at you. And it's like, that's not something you really want to have happen while you're already kind of in a panic trying to stop, So it's just like, it just adds a lot more stress to an already stressful situation.
Very much so.
Yeah, so it's just like, just chill, just let me drive the fucking car, okay? Believe it or not, I know what I'm doing.
Believe it. But yeah, it is nice to see like that the some moves are finally being made. I wonder, it really is like they're keeping a lot under wraps right now, which is not a surprise. But there's got to be a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
I also wonder with this partnership, and they start, putting out the chips and putting them right into the cars, how much, oh, I actually smacked my mic, how much prices are going to go down in the market as a whole.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Because I know banks have been kind of, in correlation with the vehicles' prices going up, they have been lowering their rates slightly, because even though they technically are not charging as much interest, they're still making money off just the general principal being higher.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting to see going to be developed on that part. I want to see how the market crashes.
Yeah.
With basically everything. Well, that kind of covers it there for the most part. Any final thoughts on General Motors or not General Motors, Ford and Global Foundries? There we go.
I will say it is pretty nice, like American companies partnering with American companies.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty,
It's nice to see.
Yes, that is, it is good. And as I said, it's like maybe this will actually kind of help revive Global Foundries a little bit, or at least make them a viable purpose chip maker for stuff. I do think that might be a temporary solve to this. Is just it's like doing purpose-built chips for stuff and whatnot. That can be a temporary fix for the supply chain. I don't know.
I mean, best case scenario, Global Foundries is Ford's new partner when it comes to this type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To a certain extent, it's also more like efficient to have purpose-built chips for this stuff, because like you get car computer systems that are way too overpowered for what they need to actually be, and it's kind of funny, like
Teslas.
Yeah, like you can run like Witcher 3 on your Tesla, and it's just like, why does my car need to run Witcher 3? My car shouldn't run video games.
Where can I pull out the 3080 to plug it into my rig?
Right, exactly. I'm sure you can find a spare PCIe slot in a Tesla board somewhere.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that kind of wraps up for the news topics. There's neat. Oh my gosh, my face got really bright. There we go. The hard part about a 600-nit monitor is just flashbang.
Yeah.
Flashbang.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, outside of the topics that we've gone over, any final thoughts on those, or you want to Any water cooler combos you want to have?
Let's see here.
You want to talk about your experience in Battlefield 2042?
What a dog shit game. That's all I have to say.
Was it what you were hoping for?
Not at all.
Was it worth the gold pass?
Absolutely not.
Do you regret it?
Yes.
Do you have regrets?
Yes. About $90 worth of regrets.
Did you buy it on Steam or EA?
EA.
EA dumpster fire. Facts. Yeah. EA
correct.
is a straight dumpster fire.
I love how it's like YouTube chat just doesn't load for me after to a certain extent.
I have I have redundancy because I have on my primary monitor I have the stream pulled up.
Right, Streamlabs has the chat, and then
I have on my left I have the Streamlabs.
Yeah.
So I have redundancy just in case something fails. But yeah,
I don't have access to said redundancy.
Have you played any good games recently? New games?
Halo Infinite's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I forgot Halo Infinite came out.
Okay.
I know. I know. I played the hell out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, to be fair, it was a silent release.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't really.
How recent is recent?
Month or two.
Oh, okay.
What were you gonna say? Dyson Sphere?
No. Actually, no. Wait, yeah, that does count. Metroid Dread. That's a really good game. So is Brilliant Diamond.
Oh yeah, you did have Brilliant Diamond, so.
Yeah, those have both been fun.
And you chose Turtwig.
Yes.
Instead of Piplup.
Yes. Although Piplup is adorable.
Mistakes. See, I'm a fire type, but Piplup that generation for sure. It's not even close.
But isn't there like it's like Torterra can learn like Earthquake or some shit, and it's really powerful.
Yeah, it's weird because like with I don't know why Pokemon's gone with a trend of fire types being a combination of fire fighting, but they learn some really random stuff. And Earthquake is, I think, one of those for that game in Pokemon. And Earthquake is just a very good move, except for everybody except flying or ghost types.
Yeah.
NEG Quantum, so in Battlefield 2042, if you play in community servers, your kills don't rack towards your weapon levels. But solo or co-oping the kills do rack towards your weapon leveling. Interesting. Weird. I guess I'm
There's
not
also no like server browser for like third-party servers like there is in like Battlefield 1 or 4 or 5 even, or 3 or Hardline, or literally any other Battlefield games come out within the past 10 years.
Bro, Battlefield 1's the best Battlefield.
In the past 10 years, yeah. No, just in general? Okay.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, it's just that good.
Okay, cool. That's good. You're happy with it.
One thing I have problems with Battlefield 4 as well as some other ones is the vehicle to infantry balance. Okay. It's almost always heavily skewed in the favor of vehicles. In 2042, it's still strong towards the vehicles, which is fine. They're supposed to be. That's what those rare items are for, but they're not nearly as prevalent, and it's a lot easier to destroy as one person as long as you have the know-how and willpower to do it.
Yeah, it also definitely seems like Battlefield 1 just focused so much more on the infantry combat, and it's like the maps are just like the nature of trench warfare and whatnot. The maps were designed to put infantry with each other, which is
oh my god, nothing like going
pretty solid.
Nothing like going through trenches with a shotgun and just sweeping. One of my favorite
Germans
things.
bitch about the war crime you're allegedly committing. Slamfire is a war crime.
Aren't you the ones that invented
mustard gas?
Yes. So if you play against bots, those count as kills, but if you community servers play against players, those don't. Neat. That's dumb. Thanks, EA.
Excellent.
Perfect. Well, to start wrapping it up then, as we're done with our water cooler combo.
Yes.
Neat. We do thank you guys for watching today. And if you do wish to, of course, spread the good word of Tech for Thought, we do have several methods of doing so. We do ask that you please do it because it always helps us grow and allows us to reach to more people like you and enjoy these conversations as well as just the general content. If you wish, Twitter at tech_4_thought. We always tweet when we go live, so retweeting that or sharing it in another method is very much appreciated. We do have an Instagram. It's tech_4 spelled FOR_thought. Sean, I know you're watching right now, so can you please update the overlay to show the Instagram as well? Thanks, bud.
Okay.
And I think that just about does it. One final thing as well is if you wish to, be able to, help support us on that front outside of just sharing. We do have a program on YouTube called Membership where you can think of it like a Twitch sub where you can subscribe for about like $5 a month and you get a bunch of emotes and badges associated with it. Mr. Bones does not negotiate with terrorists. He's already agreed, sir, so you're pointing
right.
at you. But we do have like a lot of cool emotes and whatnot.
50.
Most of them are designed in-house by me on that part. So
50.
it's. Hey Taylor.
Yeah, sorry.
It's closed.
But fucking audio issues.
But we do have emojis like we have a water cooler one. We have one that has upset, a little mascot chibi saying a riot because water cooler riot. We have a little like the sad Aqua crying image. We've converted that into our mascot, which I think turned out adorable. And of course, me and Tylam's face.
Yes.
Neat. You also do get various badges depending on how long you've been a member, so we really do appreciate it. With that, I think it really just about does it. But just to ensure, Thailand's, where can the good people find you on the internet?
Find me on Twitter at Infurious7809. That is at INFERIUS7809.
All right, cool. And you, if you wish to find me, you can find me at Filmed by G-Man on Twitter. Sean says he's been removed from the emoji island. That is true.
That is correct.
You've been replaced with a waifu. I hope you know that. Your videos are well made and informative. Happy to see more. Hey, we really
Thank you very much.
That makes us feel good when we get feedback like that.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sybil Cox. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It requires me being good at English, and I'm not. Yeah,
I believe it's Sybil.
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 Sybil. I don't know.
Sybil.
Sybil.
Anyway.
I can't. And do thank you for joining the end of the stream and commenting. Hey, if you do want to catch us earlier when we go live, you could also subscribe, hit that bell. It does help on that front. But we always stream at 1 p.m. Arizona time. I am cringe. I know that. So 1 p.m. Arizona time, we're looking at noon Pacific, 1 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Central, and 4 p.m. Eastern time right now. That's what it's looking like. For when we roughly go live, we usually start
go live,
give or take a half hour later.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arizona is currently on Mountain Standard Time. Yes, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I just say 1 p.m. Arizona time because screw daylight savings.
Right, exactly.
All right, perfect. Well, hey, thank you guys for watching. See you next time.
Bye.